Because March is Women's History Month, I want to review an interesting film or TV series that focused on, well, women. What to tackle though? Mahogany, Bratz, the aborted Buffy the Vampire Slayer animated series, Vampire Academy, the Stepford Wives remake. Oh, your day is coming, just you wait movie. Well, while watching an episode of Movie Nights hosted by Alison Pregler, she reviewed an episode of The Greatest American Hero, and my nostalgia alarm went off. I remember watching this show as a kid, and after a quick Google search, I found a heading that said, Greatest American Heroine. Okay, Internet, now I'm intrigued. But before I begin, some backstory on The Greatest American Hero. One day while driving through the desert, high school teacher Ralph Hinckley runs into a bunch of aliens. As you do, they give him a special super suit with various powers. Also in the desert was Special Agent Bill Maxwell. The aliens want them to use the suit for good. They're even so nice to give Ralph a how-to book on using the suit, which he promptly loses at least twice during the series. Along the way, they run into the obligatory love interest lawyer Pam Davison, and wackiness and shenanigans ensue. This episode was used as a proposed backdoor pilot sort of for a spin-off series that never happened. It's been years since I've seen the series, and I'm only focusing on this episode, so I might overlook any continuity issues this episode has with the rest of the series. Just like Fox does with the X-Men films, Logan included. If that irritates you, well, just keep this in mind.
I don't care!
The episode begins with a white-haired Bill Maxwell recapping the events from the series, how he met Ralph Hinckley, the aliens, and so on. Then he says one day, the unthinkable happened. Ralph's secret identity was revealed to the public. Balderdash. He never had a secret identity. He didn't wear glasses like Clark Kent or a mask like the Flash. I had this problem when I watched the show as a kid. How exactly is he a secret superhero when he doesn't hide his identity? Well, anyway, about 30 seconds later, after his non-unmasking, the world's worst Ronald Reagan impersonator arrives and thanks him. I'm not sure how he knew he was going to be there and how he got to that exact spot so quickly though. Ralph quickly becomes a celebrity and the fame all goes to his head. The aliens eventually find out and aren't that happy. They saw him on the Dick Cavett show and they force Ralph to give up his suit, but first he has to find someone else to take up his role. I did find it interesting that the aliens said that everyone in the world except Ralph, Pam, and Bill would forget everything once the suit is on someone else. Where was this Deus Ex Machina early in the series? We didn't get a montage of Bill and Ralph trying to find a new suit where, with the song Greatest Love of All playing.
Anyone who fulfilled my needs, a lonely place.
No, I don't know why that song is playing. Is this going to be a thing where in this episode it's going to have all the songs in it have the word greatest in them? I say they both try to find someone, but it's really only Bill. Ralph just stalks this really nice lady with a fluffy mullet named Holly around town. It starts to get a bit creepy. Ralph then asks Holly a very important question.
Actually, what I was wondering is, how do you look in red?
What?
Sorry, Ralph, that still seems a bit creepy. Later on, Pam and Ralph meet Bill and break the news to him. He doesn't take it that well.
You did it to me, didn't you? He did it, didn't he? You picked a skirt!
Oh, that Bill, so progressive and forward-thinking. Well, Holly arrives, and I think I know one reason why Ralph picked Holly. I mean, come on, he was stalking her for a reason. After a bittersweet goodbye, we have a Bill and Holly going through a training montage, and I gotta admit, I'm starting to fall in love with both Holly and the idea of this spinoff. Holly has such a upbeat, fun personality, and she feels that having these powers and the thought of helping people is both exciting and the best thing in the world. Holly reminds me of Marvel Comics' Gwenpool. Gwen is a comic book fan from the real world that suddenly travels to the Marvel Universe and she just geeks out at everything. It's fun to see how Gwen interacts with the other Marvel heroes and villains. I get that same feeling with Holly, and I've only seen her for a few minutes so far. Great job, guys. A while later, Holly calls Bill over because she came up with the first mission, to save the whales. Wait, did the writers get the idea of the plot from Star Trek IV? Well, this did come out the same year as The Voyage Home. Bill tries to talk some sense into her, but it's pretty obvious who's in charge here.
Go if you don't want to. I got the suit. I can go by myself.
You wouldn't.
Well, I don't want to.
After a quick stock footage clip, Bill and Holly try to go undercover at a city bar to find out what happened. Holly isn't very good at undercover work yet.
Yeah, well, it's just that we're really upset about all these whales that are getting slaughtered and, well, murdered. We want to find out who's doing it and just have them arrested.
So yeah, Holly blows their cover, but she has a plan.
Okay.
Phil, there's more than one way to get information in this place. Look around. I'm the only girl.
I'm painfully aware of that fact. Get out of here.
This episode is in danger of going from PG to R in a heartbeat. Oh no, she just wants to arm wrestle in order to get the info. It doesn't go the way she expected, and the men at the bar wind up stripping her clothes off anyway. Yet we still have a PG rating though. Bill gets the crap beaten out of him, and Holly slaps some guys around. They end up bumbling their way to victory. So basically, it's like every episode of the show. The episode ends with Bill eavesdropping on Holly as she tells her foster child her secret. Bill's heart grows a little bit after hearing the earnestness coming from Holly. Hey, here's to another long run with the new gang. Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, this was a good episode. Quality-wise, it was just above a normal episode of the show. I like the new character Holly. At least I think she's new. She gave off a bit of a different energy than Ralph when he first got into the suit. The dynamic she had with Bill in this episode was good too. They were both funny together. Bill is hard-nosed, cranky, and a stickler to the rules, and Holly is upbeat, straightforward, and goes more on emotion than analytical planning. On paper, a character like Holly could get grating real fast. A good-natured, tree-hugging, seaweed-drinking kindergarten teacher? Yeah. However, the actress Mary Stuart Allen gave Holly a fun vibe that offsets Bill's curmudgeonly ways. That said, it would have been nice to see more ways being outed affected Ralph though. All we got was him and Pam driving a car talking to his agent on the phone. I see that as a bit of a nitpick since this episode was more about how Bill and Holly would get along together rather than just being about Ralph. Also, adding in another scene or two would have affected the pace of the episode. A quick side note. So once again, someone uses the suit in front of a bunch of people and nothing happens. Holly should have at least put on a wig before entering that bar. I am a bit disappointed this never went to series. There was great potential in this pilot. There were 45 episodes to The Greatest American Hero, but only 40 episodes were ever aired. The last 4 weren't, but they were on the DVD collection of the series. And that 45th episode is a bit complicated. 3 years after the series ended, it was decided to make a spin-off. So they made a pilot, and that pilot was this episode right here. But it was never picked up. It also never aired. Then sometime later, the pilot was recut, so now the pilot for The Greatest American Heroine is now the series finale for The Greatest American Hero.
Everybody got that?
Now, after all these years of nothing happening, you would expect that the Greatest American Hero property would just fade away, right? Well, not when you have comic conventions and content sharing sites like YouTube. In the years since its cancellation, the property has had a minor revival with a comic book series and mentions on retrospective shows like the VH1 I Love the Ace series. Also, I've seen reruns on HD over-the-air channels as well. Online, there is even a Greatest American Heroine fan-made web series. I guess something clicked because with all this exposure, in February 2018, it was announced that the series is coming back, only this time as The Greatest American Heroine. I admit, I'm a bit intrigued. There are so many questions I have for this. Will this be a comedy drama just like the previous series, or will it only be a drama? That's a mistake they made with the 2000s Knight Rider and Bionic Woman series. They were too serious and they weren't any fun. They missed the entire point of the original series. What network will this appear on? Well, as for that, it appears it's going to be on ABC. I'm not sure about that though. I think this would work better on streaming or on basic cable instead of network TV. And finally, will any of the characters or living actors from the original series appear in this series? Well, we're gonna find out soon. The remake is set to come out later this year.
This is fun.
It's okay, but personally, I prefer paintbrushes.
What are paintbrushes?
Oh, Timothy, you're still so young.
Okay.